Felicia 12 asks,
Soon we'll be 30 years old. What will our lives hold? Will I be satisfied with all that surrounds me? Soon I'll be 30 years old. Hey,
hi girl! Welcome back to this series. This would be day 3. Today is day 3 of 30 before 30, and so far so good. And a couple days ago I posted that I wanted to do a Q&A, and so that's what today's video is going to be about. I posted this picture asking for all of your questions, so we're just gonna go right into it because I have never gotten this many questions. I've got over 200 questions, so obviously we're not gonna do all of them. So I'm just gonna pick a bunch of different ones and try to answer as many as I can. So let's get right to it. Okay, Chelsea is Lovely asks, what is your nationality? So my dad's side of the family is Palestinian and Dominican, and my mom's side is Dominican, but I was born in Dominican Republic and we moved to the States when I was 4 years old. Okay, Noah Fitness asks, what's your favorite recipe out of the following? 1 carb waffle, protein cheesecake, or protein pizookie? I'm gonna have to go with the protein pizookie just because it tastes most like a dessert. Protein waffle is like really good, but it's like my last resort topped with peanut butter. The protein cheesecake is fabulous, but the protein pizookie tastes most like a dessert. It's moist, it's chocolatey, it has the morsels, and then topped with peanut butter. It's just like perfection. If you haven't tried it, make sure to try it. Sharpay Lean asks, did you make your own training program for the contest? Originally, no. My coach, Will Grazioni, did my macros, my coaching, my training split, and everything. But with my injury slash whatever was going on, I couldn't really train upper body and load myself. So I had to kind of do everything or train pretty much based on how I was feeling. So I switched up my split to 3 lower body and 2 upper body slash train how I could based on how I was feeling, if that makes sense. So I pretty much did my training based on how I felt, and I planned and I did my programming. Waller Natalie, my client, asks, do you think depletion is working well for you? I've never been through depletion, so I'm not sure. I have nothing to compare it to. So I mean, I feel tighter. Every day I feel a little tighter. So I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. Bliss Be Fit asks, are you doing your own makeup for your show or having someone professionally do it? I am doing my own makeup for my show just because, number 1, I wanna save some money, and number 2, I don't think I'm half bad. Sassy Squats asks, love you, Yami. If you could change or solve one problem in the world right now, what would it be? And if you could change one thing in the fitness industry, what would it be? Really good questions. I'll answer the fitness one first. If I could change one thing in the fitness industry, I think it would be the misrepresentation of, one, about us women needing to eat lower calories to achieve our goals. That's one thing. Carbs being bad. Just the over-sexualization of women, and just, yeah. And also, I'm not sure how to put this into words, but like letting people do what they want to do. You know, there are so many different types of workouts, so many different kinds of diets. You know, we have to let people find what they like, find what works for them, and let them do that, because we only get one life and we have to find what we like and just do it. And we have to stop judging and stop criticizing people and just let them do it. It's so easy to judge someone just because, you know, we might not understand what they're doing or why they're doing it, but I think we should just let them live. I traveled abroad after college and I realized, I just like watched people and I just realized that they're just living. And from that month abroad, I came back and I just remember thinking, live and let live. Like, let people do what they want. You do what you want. You do what makes you happy in every aspect of your life, and let people do the same, and you'd be so much happier. In terms of what's one problem I can solve in the world, I think hunger. Poverty and hunger. Living in New York, I saw a lot of homeless people, and people that were going days without eating, and that just broke my heart. And if I could help that, I used to give a lot of money away. I mean, I didn't have much, but I would always give like $1 here, $1 there, and my friends would always make fun of me. They're like, "You're gonna go broke if you don't stop." But that just breaks my heart, and I wish I could do something to help the homeless and the people that are going hungry, because it just breaks my heart. Okay, Steph Guz 23 asks, what are some of the jobs you held before starting your own business? Oh, and where can we find you in the Wolf of Wall Street? Okay, so some jobs I've held. I worked at a movie theater concession stand. I was a nanny. I was marketing manager for Fuse, for Muscle Milk. I was a wedding planner. I was a personal trainer at Equinox. I worked at a car dealership. I was a hostess. I did a lot of promo work in New York City. Oh, I was a Red Bull girl in Miami. And I'm sure there are other few ones, but oh, I was in like a telemarketer thing in college. But yeah, those are a few. Then in the Wolf of Wall Street, you can find me pretty much in all of the office scenes. Jonah Hill slaps my ass in one of the scenes. And yeah, I have really big poofy hair. And yeah, that was a fun little gig that I did. Nadine Burgermeister asks, how was the 10K challenge? The 10K challenge was fantastic. Not really, but I want to do it again and go for 15K. I feel like I can do it. I know I can. I will do it. Lindsay asks, where did you and Taz meet?
New York.
Where?
At work in New York.
We met at Equinox.
Equinox in New York at work.
All for Muscles asks, what is your body fat percentage? Currently it's about 17%, which I'm very proud of, since a year and a half ago I was at 26.3.
Ali10 Ambriz asks, how long have you been fasting, and do you see that with fasting you feel leaner?
Good question. Well, I first started doing intermittent fasting when I met Taz, my boyfriend, but I stopped because I got hungry, so I ate. But for the prep, I implemented it again because with the lower calories, I just wanted to be able to eat more later in the day, so I just implemented intermittent fasting. So I just pushed back my window of eating to about 1 o'clock. I don't necessarily feel leaner. I think it's a mental thing for me, so I wouldn't say that intermittent fasting works for me. I do know that it works for certain people, and I have read studies that it works more for men than for women. So I mean, I think the best thing you can do is try it out for yourself and see if it works for you. Ashley Naftali Fitness asks, you are absolutely stunning. Well, thanks. What has been your go-to meal during prep? My absolute go-to meal, I think, has been the waffle. The 1-carb waffle topped with peanut butter. I need to have peanut butter every single day so I feel sane. Ashley Say K asks, which body muscle have you seen the most change in and that you are most proud of? Okay, so this is a double answer. I've seen the most change in my arms, upper body, but I have also seen a lot of change in my legs. However, I have seen a lot of change in my upper body, but I am most proud of my lower body. I haven't seen the most change in my legs, but I am the most proud because it takes me a long ass time for my legs to have any progress at all. And although they are not where I want them to be, I am very proud of them. So yeah, that's that.
Felicia 12 asks, how often do you train abs and what do you do for cardio to reduce your weight? Well, Felicia, I don't really train abs. Maybe once a week. If you're doing your workouts the correct way, you should be engaging your core, so your core should be getting a workout at the exact same time you are working out your other muscle groups. I am actually in the bathroom right now. And the cardio that I do, it has changed throughout my prep, depending on what my coach has me doing.
Paige Nicole Fitness asks, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And when should we expect the shirts to be shipped? Love you tons. All right, first things first, shirts. We should have the shirts in this week, hopefully. Our supplier is taking his sweet time. We had a little bit of issue with him, but things are solved and we should get the shirts in this week. Hopefully we will get the shirts out to you guys this week, if in fact the shirts come in this week, but if not, next week the latest. But you each will get an email confirmation when the shirts get shipped. So thank you so much for your patience, but they are on their way. You will get your shirts. Do not fret, my pet. And the second question, where do I see myself in 5 years? This has always been the hardest question for me to answer because I never know. And if you would have asked me that 5 years ago, I would have never thought I'd be here. So where I see myself 5 years from now, that would put me at what, 35? Hopefully I'm married, I think. And maybe with kids. Married with kids. I don't know where I want to live just yet. Taz and I want to do a lot of traveling to figure out where we want to settle. We're thinking about opening up a gym at some point. What I do know is that I want to be happy, whatever that means. I want to be close to my family and friends, and yeah, just happy. I want to be successful in whatever it is that I am doing, whatever it is that makes me happy, whether it be fitness, whether it be baking, whether it be modeling again, whether it be, I don't know. My thought process always has been, if you're not happy doing what it is you're doing, you stop. And I have been known to do that. And so, you know, if I'm not happy doing fitness, I will stop. I'm not tied down to anything. So as of right now, I do see myself doing fitness for a very long time. And I do see myself competing. I have been enjoying the process, and I do want to see how far I can go. Do I have dreams of competing and trying to go pro? Maybe. Do I have dreams of being on the Olympic stage? Maybe. Is it my number one dream? Not as of right now, but who knows? My number one dream in 5 years is to be ultimately happy and hopefully building a family and settling somewhere and having a home and a house, because that is one of my goals. I do want to have a really, really, really nice house. Cecilia CMG asks, would love to know more about the non-fitness part of your life. What did you study? What jobs have you had? My life goals. What are my hobbies? Okay, so I studied hospitality management. Jobs, I already answered. My life goals, my ultimate life goal is to just be happy. And my hobbies, baking is my number one hobby. Dancing, I don't do much anymore. And my other hobbies, besides fitness, eating, trying to make my macros fit. Gil Tavares asks, late question, but have you thought about post-comp, your plans, any other shows in line this year? Yes. So after my first show, I have another show lined up 2 weeks after. But after that, depending on how I place in my NPC show, I do want to compete. So if I place top 5, I qualify for junior nationals or nationals. So hopefully I place, because I do want to continue to compete. I've had a great time. And although I have not competed just yet, I feel like I will enjoy being on stage. So I do want to compete. I do want to take some time off, hopefully, to build some more muscle and work on my lower body a little bit more. But hopefully I qualify to compete in junior nationals or nationals and compete then. Julia Ward asks, what is the hardest part of prep? I think the hardest part of prep was the fact that I got injured, or that I couldn't really do the plan that I was supposed to do. I couldn't load, I couldn't do what coach wanted me to do, so I had to kind of readjust my mindset and kind of, I'm trying to concentrate, and kind of just work around my issues and my injury, and kind of, I'm getting dizzy. Okay, stop. I need to answer the question. All right, I'm trying to be fun and creative and I can't even answer the question. And I had to kind of decide that I wanted to continue to prep with whatever was going on and kind of refocus and tell myself that I could do it regardless of whatever was going on, and find ways around my situation. So once I got past that mental struggle or whatever, I think it was, I don't want to say smooth sailing, but once I accepted the fact that I couldn't do certain things and had to find ways around it, then it was a lot easier for me. Danielle Helene asks, what is your best tip for staying confident in a world where everyone compares themselves against other? Much love. You can do it 8 days. Okay, well, my biggest tip is just don't. I know it's really hard because you know, with Instagram and social media, everyone's posting their best self always, and it's very hard to just not do it. But I think what's worked best for me on this prep is that I haven't really compared myself to anyone in terms of my competition. I know it's really hard to find other competitors that you're going to be competing against in these certain types of competitions, but there's always ways around that. You can obviously search hashtags to see who's competing in that competition and stuff, and I've tried to stay away from that because I don't want to know who my competition is. I've just been focused solely on myself. I know it's easier said than done, but you want to just focus on yourself, focus on bettering yourself, going a little bit further than you were the day before, if that makes sense. So just try to be better than you were the day before. There, that's better. Blynn Rees asked, kids, marriage?
Maybe?
That is it, guys. I think I did about 20 or so questions. If you guys want to hear the rest of the answers on the Q&A, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and I'll make another video. Thank you to all of you for all of the questions. They were awesome. I had a blast filming this video. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe. Hope you enjoyed this video, and make sure to stay tuned for day 5, day 6, and all the rest of the days for 30 before 30. Love you guys.
Soon we'll be 30 years old. What will our lives hold? Will I be satisfied with all that surrounds